Happy Friday, everyone. This is Nancy Thompson coming to you live today of Create with Nancy. I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I love sharing creative ink with you, helping you create simple and easy cards so you will share them with others. It's a great way to send somebody a hug and a card. So come on in, say hello if you happen to be catching me live. If not, I have a simple, we're pulling out the blending brushes today. If you don't know what a blending brush, it's these beautiful brushes that we have that can help you blend some ink on your project. So yes, so hopefully I'm live here. I think so. I think the lag is just a little bit. Let me just kind of check my, that's not too bad. So let's move that out of the way so I can see. So anyway, so come on in, say hello, let me know you're here, and I am going to, we'll get started. So again, I'm Nancy Thompson, and I'm an independent Stampin' Up demonstrator here in Skaneateles, New York, and I love sharing creativity with you. So, and we are using blending brushes to create a really beautiful background that you can use with, I feel like outline stamps work great. So, so I think those are really great to have. So, hi Carol, welcome. I'm glad you're here. I know I'm a little late in getting started, but I'm glad you're here. So, I'm just making sure I'm live on there. Okay. I think we are good. So, so do you have blending brushes? And if so, let's switch to my desktop, okay? And let me think here. I want to, hey, I fixed my host code for March. Yay! So anyways, I've got it up this time. So there's my March host code. If you find that there's some supplies that you're in love with, you can easily use this host code and order in my online store at createwithnancy.com. And we will, okay, we've got a few more in. Hi, Donna, welcome. Okay. So we are using a stamp set out of the mini catalog, okay, the Dainty Delight. And currently right now, it's a bundle. So this is the January through April 2023 mini catalog. And currently right now, this is on page 55 of the mini, is the Dainty Delight stamp set right here. And there's a coordinating set of dies, but unfortunately, they are... the dies are not in stock right now, but they're coming back real soon, within the next 2 weeks, I think. It has an arrival date around the 13th, so I'm watching the inventory status to see when they come back. So because I have one customer who's waiting anxiously for them. So if you're one of those who don't have them and fall in love with these, message me so I can make sure when they're back in stock that you get them. Okay. So I was going to use this brush here. See, it's got a little pink on it, but it does leave a little pink residue on my paper. So I'm putting this aside. I'm going to wash this tonight. You can wash your brushes, so you don't feel like you have to have every color in the world. But I try to just keep it within the color families, like the greens together, blues, purples, yellows, and reds, etc. Okay, but I definitely don't want pink in with my green brush, okay? Because I don't, you could go through and just really keep rubbing it and hopefully till the pink is gone. I mean, it's really subtle there, but it's there. So I'm going to wash this tonight. So I'm just going to wash it in cool water and rinse it gently, you know, just keep running the bristles until I try to get the majority of the ink out. And then I'll dot it, dab it, blot it, I guess, maybe is the word I want to say, with you know, a towel, paper towel, or some type of rag that I might have around, and then just let it dry overnight, okay, or even the, you know, a day or two, and just feel it to make sure deep down there's not moisture in there, okay, because it will make a difference when you go to blend next time. All right, so just give your time, you know, just by blotting it, because it's just amazing how deep that ink goes and how it just keeps blending in and everything. But they're cool. I don't use these enough. And I'm going to put that away, I'm going to put it away and I should be cleaning it, right? So anyway, so we are going to use, we're creating a background, okay? So I'm going to start out with a fairly large piece of cardstock because we're going to cut it down afterwards. But I wanted a big enough piece because we're going to die cut it and use some stitch dye. So I didn't really want the ink to bleed through the stitching and highlight it. So Carol loves blending brushes. Oh, I'm so glad you have some. So we're going to start with some Pool Party. Okay, so I'm going to just grab some ink off my my ink pad, and I'm starting at the bottom. And when you're blending, you want to kind of start rubbing, and you don't have to rub really hard, okay? The harder you press on it, the blend, the more intense your color is going to be. So it just depends how intense you want it to be. And by starting off onto scrap paper, it gets rid of any blob, okay, that you might get. So let's see, you know, like when you start out, it's just really, really intense. So if you're really trying to get that soft look, you want to make sure you're starting off your cardstock and then blending it around. So blending, it just, you can always go back and blend more. And I'm just, you know, I didn't start off that time, and it's really dark over here. So I think that looks pretty good because, as I said, we can come back again. Then I'm going to pull in some Highland Heather. I love this color. So I'm not sure if you guys heard my announcement during my Facebook Live on Wednesday. Speaking of colors, we are going to be, Stampin' Up! Is doing a color refresh this year. So the 40 colors are getting a total overhaul. So we don't know, we'll know more news at the end of the month, what colors are retiring and what colors are going to be new to us. There might be some colors that are returning. Maybe they've retired some colors and some of those colors might come back, or we'll have some totally fresh new colors as well. So that's really an exciting time. But you might want to consider, like, if there's a color that you love, to get it this month. The sooner the better, okay? Because once that, you know, like, stock is gone, they will not be reordering it, okay? Because especially once the colors are released, it will be while supplies last. So if you have questions on that, make sure to reach out to me, okay? So here we go. We're just blending away here. So you want to, you know, make sure when you're thinking, not just ink pads, but ink refills, cardstock, and your blends. You really want to make sure you know, think about your Stampin' blends too, if there's a color that you really, really love. So there we go. What do you guys think? Isn't that just such a pretty soft background? I love it. So we're going to use the Dainty Flowers stamp set, okay? And right here, so we're going to ink this up. So I put it on I think this is an F. Which side? They tell our size blocks on the side. So this is an E size block here. And I love our acrylic blocks because they have such, just the way they fit in your hand. You've got a place for your fingers to grip it. So it's nice and sturdy in your hand, and you can find those in the annual catalog as well. All right, so I like, when I have a large stamp, I love to just set it down and tap tap like this, so I make sure I cover the image totally up. Okay, so we are going to I think just kind of dead on. It just depends on where I want the ink to be, what colors, and I'm going to just kind of press this a little bit more to give time for that image to transfer. There we go. And I probably should have thought to use the Stamparatus with this. Yes, Nancy, I should have, because we could have inked it, you know, like maybe one more time, and it would be a nice, crisp, bold image then, okay? I'm going to do that next time, right? So I got this scrap here. So before we do that, we got the ink pad open. Let's stamp our greeting, okay? I save my scraps like crazy. My scrap bin is absolutely humongous. Let's see. We need a punch. Let's just punch this. We're going to use the double oval punch here. one of my favorites. I love it. It's just a great way to create, you know, a die cut easily. Okay, so we're gonna pull in the Stamp Cut and Emboss machine, and I gotta think about where I want to put some things here. My office. Okay, so I think we're done with this. So let's just kind of set that aside. Pull this in right here. And my platform, I treated myself to some new plates during celebration. I've already, look how much I've been die cutting already. Can you guys see that? Some, but not a ton. So we are using the Stitch rectangle dies, okay? So I like to, when I have like, you know, like a long die, I like to have the die go in kind of like from point to point. It just, I think, goes through your image better, and it creates your die. You can, I don't know if you guys can see this. Let me see if I can get this, but it curls a little bit. It's got a little concave to it. It helps a little bit so the roller isn't kind of like going like this and make it curl. So when you kind of put it at a corner, you know, corner to corner, if you can, if your paper fits on there, it will help keeping that die flat. Okay, so let's simply die cut this. I'm gonna move this over just a little bit more. There we go. And let's move that back out of the way. We're done with that. There we go. Isn't that just beautiful? Wait till you see this. I mean, even just like if I really wanted to keep this straight, I mean, this could, if I had made this like nice and straight and stamped it really well, this could have been a frame for something else. But anyways, so just if you like to use scraps, right? Okay, so we've got our die cut. Isn't that just gorgeous? So we're going to adhere this onto a scallop oval. And I made several, I started to make, I kind of ran out of time, and I'm like, okay, Nancy, just stop making these samples and just get started, and I will post the other samples afterwards, okay? I have a couple to show you, but I was working on some other color schemes as well to go with this technique. So yeah, we can say this is a technique, right? Blending brushes. Hi, Pat, and I think I said hi, Donna. It is Friday. Whew. Hopefully the weekend does not go too slow. I have so much work to do, so I'm hoping I have lots of time this weekend to accomplish some stuff. Okay, so I'm going to, I used Pool Party ribbon on my last, we're going to use my other sample I've got to show you. We're going to use white crinkled seam binding. Whoops. Hopefully they'll go away, right? Usually it's set for 2 rings, but yeah, just what I thought. It's just a solicitation, right? We don't need those type of phone calls. All right, so, or spam call. Okay, so let's just tie a bow. So I've got about 18 inches of ribbon here. Might be a little too much, but seam binding, I probably could have, yeah, I could have gotten rid of a lot less. There's a lot here. I don't know, maybe I measured. Maybe I didn't measure right. So, because seam binding is just hard to work with, so I guess I wanted to make sure I had plenty here to make the staticky bow, because it's just a staticky ribbon to me, and I just didn't want to have to struggle with it. All right, I think that looks pretty good. Let's straighten this up. And when you're trying to like twirl your ribbon, I just kind of curl my cardstock a little bit, so so I can move it, get it to move the way I want it to. And I'm gonna just leave that alone right now. So we're gonna add our words here. Yeah, I think that'll work right there. So let's add our words first. I'm gonna add some dimensionals, and I'm gonna add quite a few because it's gonna stick to the ribbon, and I want to make sure some sticks to the card base, or the card stock here. And so it's not a floppy label. Okay, I think we got them all. So I want to make sure we're straight here. I'm kind of in the middle. All right, I'm liking this. Now we're going to add some more dimensionals here on the back, and then we'll set this aside and we'll do our base, okay? All right, so what's my time? I'm trying to make this a really quick and simple card for you guys. So so we've got thick white cardstock, and I'm using designer paper from the Subtles Designer Collection. So what you get with the Subtles is cardstock. There's 4 designs, and so you're going to get 2 of each of the designs. So let me pull out the Balmy Blue, and you're going to see this. So we've got like the plaid look. We've got polka dots. We've got flowers here on the background. And then we have this, it's like a stitching type row of stitching. You see that? So really kind of nice. But you can, but it comes in all the collections, even the in colors. You can get this in the in colors as well. And they generally retire those collections at the end of the year and come out with new designs the following year. Okay, so this is the same size as a card base, 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, because we're going to completely cover our base, because this is a fairly large label that we're adding here. So, and depending on how accurate your cutting is, you might need to trim just a tiny bit, which I think I do. On each end, just, it's like a sliver. So I'm just going to run my scissors along here. There we go. And then I have this little strip here left over, so I'm going to put this, I need to pounce my glue here. Needs a little bit. Here we go. We're going to just add this little tiny strip here. It's a 1/2 inch, because the designer paper is 6 by 6, and I cut it at 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. So that 4 1/4 section, there's that 1/2 inch strip left. So let's use it up, right? Now the 2 inches, I'm trying to come up with a card, because now I have like all these 2-inch strips left, and thinking, Nancy, what are we going to do with these? So that could be a future video. I'll have to see. Okay. All right. Isn't that just gorgeous? I love this plaid look. Okay. So now we're simply going to add this onto our card base. So really an easy card. And let's center it, and let's trim our ribbons. I'm going to just want to make sure they're not twisted. Oh, there was quite a bit there. All right, what do you guys think? Is that kind of cool? Let me make sure it's in the... I love it. I love the color. It's just a nice springy card. Celebrate you. Would make a great birthday card, wouldn't it? All right, let's embellish it. So there's these 21 to 23 in color opal rounds, and I thought these would still look great with this, even though it's like fresh freesia and pale papaya. And the soft succulent kind of looks like pool party to me. So we're going to put a pool party down here, and then let's go with a big fresh freesia there, and then how about a little tiny So Saffron up there. There we go. Isn't that just beautiful? Okay, let's decorate our envelope. So I don't really have any designer paper left that's big enough for this strip. So let me clean my stamp here. Okay, grab this scrap back in. Let's make sure my stamp is clean. Okay, that looks great. If you don't have a chamois, this is like the best little tool in the world for cleaning your stamps quickly. I love it, especially with photopolymer. All right, so let's just pull in our fresh, or our Highland Heather here. I think this would be pretty in Highland Heather. So let's just ink this up. Let's look at the flap here, and let's just go like this. All right, what do you guys think? Do you love that? Oh, I think it's sweet. So, all right, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you'll try if you have blending brushes. If you don't have a blending brush, then try like what was I gonna say? A dauber or a sponge just to get it, but the blending brushes really give us that smooth look. You get 3 in a package, and they've even just this year you'll find these in the mini ones. We have mini and larger ones. Okay, I forgot to tell you that. So the mini ones are brand new. They're in the mini catalog. So sometimes they're nice for when you got little small areas to use those. I haven't used the minis yet. But so if you have any questions, you need help, please feel free to reach out to me. There's the host code again, and don't forget, if you're what was that? I'll be back next. I'll be back Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time for some more creative ink. I'll be sharing with you. I'm not sure yet what, but it'll be fabulous, and it might be used. I'm not sure yet. I'll think about it. Either on Facebook or YouTube. So whatever your preferred channel is, I hope you will come join me. You need to get the mini. Oh, the mini brushes is what you need to do. Is that what you're talking about? Well, start that wish list again, Carol. So anyway, so have a great day, and we will see you next week. Bye-bye.